Hey guys, today we talked about Nick, our one of our best contractors, what it takes to be successful as a contractor, some of the horror stories and success stories that he's had over the years, dealing with his friends, his clients, and his own crew. We really want to make sure that you guys understand that there's a world behind contractors that you may not know about, but we deal with contractors on a daily basis. And we believe this is a very important episode to learn from and to share knowledge. So please, if you have any questions, let us know. Like, subscribe, and send us any comments about questions you may have or that we may have missed, and we will get on with the show. Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Is It Legit podcast. Today we have another interview. Our dear friend, Nicholas Castaneda, and his beautiful wife are here today. Today we want to focus on where, the journey from, working in the previous industries that he was in to becoming a general contractor. He's helped us with many, many projects. We definitely trust him as one of our best contractors, if not our best contractor. I think that reputation is very important, experience is very important, and we want to share some of those things on the camera and put him on the spot and make him nervous and ask him questions. So let's get right into it. Nick, welcome.
Thank you.
This is your first episode.
Yeah, first one.
Hope to have you back for many more. We have a lot of questions from our friends, clients, family. I always talk to you and ask you millions of questions about inspections or remodeling and I'm sure a lot of people do as well. So we want to give you a chance to kind of talk about you, your company, what you guys do. Let's get right into it. So can you kind of give us your story of how you got into the industry, the construction industry, and then how you came to have your own company?
Yeah. So when I was 16 years old, I always picture people building and stuff. And one time I drove by a job site. I was with somebody else, and I was like, hey, I was looking at that big building. I was like, man, that's amazing how they can build everything so quick. And I was like, hopefully one day I can I want to do something like that too, just building stuff. And one time I was needing work, and I asked somebody, I was like, yeah, I'm looking for work. And they, lucky for me, I got hired to do work at the same property that I was ambitioning to be doing something. And I started being a laborer, and from there, I always was trying to learn something. So people used to ask me, hey, you want to learn how to do this? And I was like, yeah. And I think from that day until now, it's always been like that. When I am talking to people, electricians, plumbers, I always want to learn something, because I don't know everything, but I want to, every day I want to keep learning. So when I was with my previous employer, I was doing some side jobs. I did some side jobs for you guys, and like just the feedback from friends and my previous clients, it was like, hey, you should start your own thing. You should start your own thing. And I was like, that's a big move to do. And then when I decided to start my own thing, I gave my 2-week notice to my employer, my previous employer. So first I gave my first 2-week notice, and then later I called my wife and I was like, hey, I just gave my 2-week notice. And she was not happy. She was like, what are you doing? She was like, we don't have a health insurance. What's going to happen? Right. And I was like, hey, I did it. I'm sorry. I think it's going to be okay. That was not the first time that I did a risky move. I mean, we always do something risky, and so far everything is been working out. I gave my 2-week notice, and from there, I mean, we're not at the top, but I think we're stable. We're doing good. We got some really good clients. We've been lucky. Our reputation, I think, is good. Thanks to you guys, thanks to a lot of good clients. It's just we've been doing good. We've been lucky. Yeah, yeah,
Awesome. So, when you were at your previous job before you quit and became, Castanet
yeah.
Carpentry, that was, from what I understand, that was more framing.
It was remodel. We used to do multifamily residential management. So we just go. We used to deal more with 80 homeowners or 120 homeowners. We used to do bigger projects.
Okay,
And I was
commercial.
just and I was just doing management. So I deal with schedule, budget. So that's kind of how my background started.
I see. Yeah.
And I used to deal with architects, engineers. So I was just like getting all the info and just spreading the info to the subcontractors, the workers, and sometimes talking to the homeowners. When a homeowner used to come to me and ask me what was my title, they asked for your title. They used to ask me what's my title, and I used to say, I'm a complaint taker, because that's what people do. Like, they go there and ask you, hey, can you go check on my cat, or can you go and replace this light bulb? And we used to say, no, that's not. I'm not here to check on your cat or your dog. I'm here to make sure that all the work it's getting done and all the quality is there. And it was sometimes a struggle because, like I say, it was 80 or sometimes like 60 homeowners, and everybody has a different idea what we're supposed to be doing there, and we get blamed for everything. So it was before I start my own thing. It was the stress was way different. My wife, I used to go home. My wife used to ask me, "How was your day?" And I used to just say, "It was good, honey. It was good." It was a lot. It was a lot of stress. Now it's just different. Now I just deal with maybe 3 homeowners on a daily basis. But so far, the stress is way different. It's We still have a stress, but it's way different because now we just have to please 3 or maybe sometimes 5 homeowners. But it's not like I used to do it before. For me, I think now it's easier because I can make a quick decision. Before, I used to follow chain of command, like talking to the board president, or talking to the consultant, or talking to an architect, or talking to my bosses. But now it's just easier. I can make quick decisions, even if it involves money, or it's easier. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the things that people don't understand about being a general contractor is you have to talk to a lot of different people, and you have to take kind of a complicated piece of information, or at least maybe it's not complicated for you, or even for me now that I understand more, but for somebody who hasn't ever dealt with this, they don't really know what to expect. So I find a lot of contractors can be really good at what they do. They can fix things or remodel things or everything's good. But the communication between them and the client is also really, really important. And I do think that that's one of your strong suits. So you came from more of like a management position. You were dreaming about this site, and you got hired on that site. That's kind of a crazy story. So what kind of projects do you guys do right now? Are you guys doing residential, commercial? Like, what is your bread and butter?
Right now, we're doing
Yeah.
both. We're doing residential, we're doing commercial. We keep talking to everybody. We've been doing a project in Black Diamond for the last 3 years. It's a commercial building. We took a lot of walls down. We put new ones in. We created this, used to be a retail store. Now it's a retail store. It's a restaurant. We did an ice cream shop for the same owner. And then we're doing these residential houses right now. We're working in Seattle. We remodel the whole outside. It was just a lot of water leaks coming from everywhere. And that was due because previous contractor, I think they did it too quick. And it was a lot of issues with how they put the siding, how they did the roof. And lucky for me, we fixed everything. We fixed the outside. We fixed a lot of interior. The flooring was damaged. It was a lot of sheetrock that got damaged. Everything because the water. And then we also doing a lot of condo complex. We're fixing a lot of the siding. We're doing a lot of water leaks issues. We're doing one project in Linwood where different contractors build the complex. So each building, it has different parts. They have CPVC pipes, they have copper,
Oh wow.
and it's a lot of issues with plumbing. So we're not just fixing water that comes from the sky. We're also fixing water that they have inside the house.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah, for people who didn't understand what we just talked about, so CPVC is like a type of piping, like plumbing.
Yeah.
And, like when you mix and match different kinds of materials, they can wear out differently or quicker or slower.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really tough to fix somebody else's mistakes, but that's
Yeah.
often what you guys have to do.
Yeah. 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 CPVC is if you have it on your house, it's almost not good.
Yeah, well, let me. I do want to ask you about that because these are some questions that many people have.
Yeah.
So okay, we talked about where you came from, what you guys are focusing on. One of the questions that we get a lot of when we talk to people is, why does everything cost so much? Why is it so hard to get a bid that's cheap and good, right? Why can't I have the cheapest price and the best possible service,
Yeah.
right? So when when you get these kind of questions, how do you answer them? And is there something that we should understand about how you guys price things out that maybe we don't know?
So, like, I always put example of a car, right? You don't buy a cheap car and expect it to be from 0 to 60 quick, right? If you want that, you go with a different car. It's gonna cost you more money. And then if you don't want mechanical problems, same thing. You go. I mean, everybody thinks Toyota is like the best car, right? We all do. I have a Toyota pickup truck. Yeah. We pay more money than what we're supposed to pay, but I mean, it's just the quality of the car. And same thing for us. I mean, you can go cheap on something, like for a bathroom. Do you rather do MDF baseboards or you rather do something? You can do wood baseboards or you can do vinyl. I mean, they can be plastic. I mean, toilets, they get cold and they start dripping water. And that water sweats and then it goes into the baseboard and then those baseboards get bad. Sometimes people don't see it, but when an MDF baseboard absorbs water, it makes mold. And that mold, you might not see it, but it's going to be behind the wall, behind your baseboard. So we always recommend, hey, you can upgrade to this. And then for the bathroom, same thing too. Some people, they go cheap and they just use either half-inch sheetrock or they just use regular sheetrock, the white stuff. But you're supposed to be doing the green board or something that is more resistive to moisture. Same thing for the paint. You don't want to just use any paint inside the bathroom because it collects a lot of moisture. We talk about, before the show, we talk about our teenagers, right? They go in the bathroom, they use really steamy showers, and all that moisture just stays on the air.
Sure, yeah.
And we always recommend, hey, you can upgrade it. You can do better sheetrock. And I guess going back to the point is like going cheap sometimes is not the best solution. When my client asks me, hey, how much you gonna charge me for a light fixture? And I go, well, it can be $50, it can be $500. Because if you get me a light fixture, it's already all put together, it's gonna cost you less. You're gonna pay more for the light fixture, but you're gonna pay me less for the labor because I don't have to put any of the parts together. But sometimes people get me a light fixture from Amazon or IKEA where we had to put 1,000 pieces all together. So it's going to cost more money on labor. So we always recommend, hey, just go with the light fixture that it has everything all together. and then we can just take the old one out and put the new one in. Sometimes we also, I think on my experience, we charge a little bit more money because we know what's going to happen to take the light fixture down. So before we take the light fixture down, we know for sure we have to put protection. That's our number one rule: put protection in case if that glass falls down and then shatters, and then those glasses go everywhere. If the homeowner has pets or kids, we don't want those glasses to kind of go everywhere. So we charge more money for protection. That's on almost all my bids that I give my clients. They're going to see an item for protections. And that's because we protect the floors. Even if it's a hot carpet, even if the floor is not clean, we still do it because we don't want to get blamed that the floor got scratched or got damaged because of us. So we always, I think we do a little bit extra more steps. Maybe that's why we charge a little bit more. But we're charging for something that we're doing. We're not charging just because we want to be making more money. I mean, usually people see what we do. And sometimes a lot of my clients, they give me the comment that previous contractor, they never mentioned that they have to do extra stuff. Like if they had to do a demolition, sometimes previous contractor, if the insulation got wet, the insulation never got wet. If insulation gets wet, they're supposed to get replaced. If something gets wet, they're supposed to dry it out and make sure before they put anything back, everything needs to be dry. And I think that's why, on my part, everything is costing more money. None of the stuff is cheap. I mean, what my workers they used to make last year is not what they make now. I mean, we had to bump their prices. And then if my worker is reliable, if my worker is there on time, we also award that worker, we give them more money just so he can continue by doing better. Because we want our workers to be better every day. We don't want them to not show up on time. We want them to be presentable. We want them to have the right stuff to do what they're supposed to do. Yeah.
Yeah. I think another big part is hiring and maybe even firing, because that's obviously going hand in hand.
Yeah.
How do you guys keep the same crew all the time, or do you have a lot of turnover? And why do people leave and join? Can you give people, because I don't think that people understand that's a really big part of your the way you have to charge things, your overhead, what you have to pay in taxes or L&I. Can you share a little bit about hiring?
Yeah, so we haven't not been doing so much hiring right now. We're trying to keep our guys. And then we have a few subs that we use. We have a few subs that when we have a bigger project that come and help. So we try to, this one was on my background too, when I was with my previous employer, we try to use what we have. We don't try to get somebody new. Because when people open the doors, we're trying to send someone that they trust. We're trying to send somebody that they see before. We don't want to leave. We don't want to send somebody to your house that you don't really know. You don't know their background. You don't know if you open the house, you go and work on your office, and then that person is going to take something or is going to destroy something, or is going to leave the door open and now your dogs or your cat is going to walk away. Yeah. So we try to stay with our workers, and then that's why we're trying to, if our worker needs something, we try to give it to that person. And then if that person makes mistakes too, because the truth is we make mistakes every single day. Sometimes the client don't see it because we try to fix it before they see it. Or we just come up front and be like, hey, we make this mistake. We're going to fix it. It's going to go back to how it was. Then if the worker made that mistake, we try to talk to the worker, be like, hey, so if it's something, why this happened, why it was not avoidable, why it happened. And if it keeps happening, we had to come with results, or we had to decide what to not do. And then a lot of times the workers understand and be like, yeah, you're right, I'm making a mistake, or that's because I don't have the right tool, or that's because I'm having some issues on my house. I mean, it happens a lot. Everybody has problems. Everybody has problems, but we all deal with problems on a different way. And we try to stay with the same workers, because I think most of my clients, they know my workers, they know their names. And then when somebody is making mistakes, and if they're not fixing mistakes, that's when we have to let that person go, because it's not good for us. It's not good for the client. I mean, most important is just it's not good for the client. I mean, you don't want just anybody in your house.
Yeah.
And that's what we're
100%.
proud of, that everybody on our crew, they wear the brand.
Right.
And if they're gonna show up on your house, we try to tell you, hey, the worker's gonna be there from 8 to 9, or it's gonna be there at 10 to 11. That way, they're not just gonna be knocking on your door and start doing something without your permission.
Yeah, I mean, I've had contractors that I've hired that I remember my first ever flip. This was a little 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house in Linwood. It was a Rambler. I bought it out at auction, and I remember learning how to hire people and just looking at, who do I know in my phone book. And I hired some people because they were recommended to me by other people. So it's not like I called them, off the phone book or Yelp or whatever.
Jello book.
Yeah, the yellow pages. And, it's like you gave me a referral. I called them. I'm not going to say their names, but they came over to the house. And the next day I see a bunch of beer cans in my trash can, right? Things are not done. A guy goes up into the roof trying to fix something, and he nails himself and has to go to the hospital, and now that's not done.
Yeah.
Or like I asked the same guy to redo a floor coating after we sanded the hardwood floors, and he coated everything except 6 feet in the kitchen, and then he came back the next day and coated it with a different color.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's like these things it sounds crazy, but I was literally watching this happen. And, I tell him to come back and fix it. He just does another coat, but he misses this part now. So
Yeah.
now everything's off. So I think when you say you really just don't want anybody in the house where your wife is, your jewelry is, right? Your kids are.
Personal
I think that's
stuff.
yeah.
It can just be a picture.
Anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even just like not wanting somebody in your house because they seem untrustworthy or suspicious. I think that's a really, really big part of how the client feels, because a lot of people, when they talk to you or my other contractors that we refer them to, they always have a great time with you guys, but then you guys aren't actually doing all the work all the time, right? So the experience of a client, coming back home, seeing a contractor wrap up everything and leave and having it feel like it was taken care of, I think that's something you don't appreciate until you have something that happens that makes you think, oh, wow, this is not good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about something that you had to come in and fix for somebody else that went really, really bad. I want to hear some horror stories. So think of a situation where somebody else maybe started the work, did a bunch of stuff, and you had to come in and you started maybe seeing problem after problem. Is there a story that you want to maybe share?
It's a few.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I mean, one of them is one project. This is, I guess, one example. This is a project. I'm not going to say the name, but we got called to. First, we went there to do the estimate, how much it was going to cost to do all the work. We give the estimate.
Is this a house or a commercial?
This is a commercial building. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was estimate to do all the work. It's usually better when we do all the work, because we can control the subcontractors, we can control everything. But when we are hired to just do partial, it's not the same thing because we're only responsible for that room, for that location, for that square footage. We're not allowed to do more stuff. So that time we got called to do the estimate for the whole project. They ended up doing giving the project to somebody else. And then months happened. What they told us that we only have like 3 months to do the project. And then 6 months later, they call us. They say, "Hey, we need you to come back and give us an estimate how much it's going to cost to redo everything." And I think at that time, the first estimate it was like $80,000, and they hired a different contractor to do the work. And then we went back to see what needed to be done. And then when we got there, I was like, so I was surprised because the previous contractor touched everything, but nothing was accomplished. Nothing was done. And then for me, I was like, well, I don't know what you want me to do. You want me to manage the contractor? You want me to take over the whole project? And the owner of the building, he wasn't sure. He was like, well, I just don't know what to do. What do you recommend? I was like,
Can you give us some examples of what they did? I want people to understand, like.
Well, the tile, right? When you do tile, it was grout that it dry, and to clean it, it's like really hard to clean grout from tile. It was not completed. It was walls where it was painted, but the paint was not uniform. And to do it right, you had to paint the whole wall. It was some patches that they needed to be done. So I was like, we gotta patch those ones. The cabinets were dusty. There were doors falling down, brand new cabinets. And that's why for me, I was just scratching my head. Light fixtures with cables hanging down. You're not supposed to have a junction box with cables sticking out, right, especially if it's people in there. And it was just a big mess. I was like, if you want me to take over, it's gonna cost you more than what the previous plan was, what my previous estimate was, because a lot of stuff now we had to take it out and do all new. And then the walls are painted. Yes, I agree, but we had to repaint everything. If you want my quality, right, if you want my work, I had to start fresh. And later, the client, I think it was a big lawsuit between the owner and the contractor. And for me, I was like, that's what's going to happen. For me, I kind of clean my hands and walk away. And I was like, hey, I told the owner, I was like, good luck. This is going to be a big headache for you. But, I mean, it's not much that I can do unless I charge you more money. And
I think what we talk about a lot, behind the scenes, is that what people don't realize is when a contractor, or even for me as an agent, if I have to handle somebody else's case or job, the last person that's on that case or that job is the one that they'll remember and that that you'll be liable for, right? You'll be responsible. So if I do a job and it looks messy and you go in, the homeowner is going to remember you because you were there last. And then it's your name, it's your reputation, it's your insurance. So I think that's something that people need to remember, is that when you're correcting a mistake, sometimes you have to go all the way, clean up all the things that they did, because you can't just patch something where it will leak or cause cracking or settling. Or I've had paint match, because paint will never ever really match. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah.
You can have the same can of paint from 10, people, I have this can of paint from 10 years ago. Well, yeah, your wall is a lot more brown now because there's been more sunlight, or you've had stains on it. So like the only way to really match anything is to repaint that entire section.
Yeah, some people say it's just white. I go, no, it's not just white.
No.
Yeah.
There's like 50 whites.
At least.
And you can, I tried doing a color match on one of my, on my ceiling, my dining area, the ceiling. and I did a paint flake. I took it to Home Depot and I tried to
Oh.
match it. And I'm like, oh, this is great. And then I painted it.
Nope.
And I'm like,
Nope. Yeah.
and I look at it in like light or
Yeah.
dark light, sunlight. It's all different.
Yeah.
I
Well,
ended up painting that thing like 4 times,
well,
you know?
it all
So-
depends on the sheen too, the brand.
Right.
And,
Right.
And it's a lot of stuff.
Right.
Like, I mean, that's a good example. Why you can call a contractor and be like, how much it's gonna cost me? Oh, it's gonna be $200. You call me, it's gonna be $2,000. Hey, the other contractor charged me 200, and you want
Yes.
to charge me 2,000,
Right.
and I'm gonna say, well, I had to remove the light fixture, then I had to go from corner to corner, and then I had to protect all the stuff on the walls. I had to put tarps. I had to protect all this. No, but you can just paint around the affected area. And I'd be like, yeah, but the paint is not going to match. And that's something that the homeowner can do. So why pay me just to do a small spot when the homeowner can do it? So for me, I'm going to charge more because I had to go from corner to corner, because unless the homeowner, the homeowner is okay that they can just do a small section, that's okay. We just had to agree on something.
Well, the funny thing is, I was that homeowner, right? I am that homeowner.
Yeah.
So me trying to I had like the pint cans or the really small ones and
Yeah.
the next biggest size,
Yeah, court. Yeah,
the quart,
Yeah.
and I was dipping it in and I was trying to do it right around the fixture, and I took so much time that I could have sectioned everything off. I could have, put protection on it. I could have sprayed it.
but sometimes, I'm gonna say sometimes going cheap is not gonna work. Sometimes you can buy a better quality paint
Right.
and it dries quicker.
Right.
And
That's exactly. Yeah, I had to put 3 coats and I had to wait each time. So it took me like a week.
Yeah.
My wife is walking in and it's like every day it looks different.
Yeah.
One part of the ceiling is like yellow because it looked white. But because my wall was already so white, it looked yellow or gray. And I had to do anyway. So I think the point is when we, as professionals, explain things to people, I think clients really appreciate kind of getting an education on why this might cost this way or why you want to do this versus this. Or you might be happy for 6 months, but in a year, you might have to do it again.
Yeah.
And, our job is to tell people what they might not want to hear, but what they need to hear. So I appreciate that story. So right now, let's just get into like your day to day, what you deal with. What do you think is the hardest part of your job right now?
Management.
Management. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me some stories.
Because we go back to everybody thinks in a different way. Like for me, like a job site clean it needs to be important. And sometimes I
You are
show
very
up
clean.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I show up to places and it's messy. It's no plastic on the walls. It's no plastic on furniture. Tools everywhere, and it's just safety. My background, like I say, I was doing commercials. So it was all about safety, having a job site clean. So all that's on my head. So when I show up to places and it's not clean, so I told the workers, I go, hey, this place needs to be clean. It needs to be spotless. Homeowners are walking around, or if it's a commercial building, it can be other people walking around them. So we need to put some cones or put some tape around. And my idea of how I want the stuff done is not the same idea. They think they're being safe. They think that the job site is clean. It's not. On my head, it's not true. So I'm trying to. I mean, that's a good thing. That's why I try to keep the same workers. I mean, my workers are not. They don't have the same mentality that they used to have when they start with me, because now they go, oh, Crazy Nick is going to show up and it's going to tell me it's going to tell me that it's not clean.
Yeah.
So everybody is changing.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I expect more. I'm putting more pressure. I go, okay, you did a really good cleanup yesterday. I want you to do better today. Yeah. And I told them, I don't want you to do what I do. I want you to do better. Don't do what I do it better. And that's what I told them to do.
That's like when I ask my kids to clean up
Yeah.
they'll shove all their toys to one side.
Yeah.
It's like, Daddy, I'm done.
That's a good
I'm like,
example that I
hey,
put to
this
my
is
yeah, that's a good example to my workers. I go, it's okay that you disagree with me because my own daughter, she doesn't do what I do. She disagree with me. So it's okay
your
to
daughter
disagree.
disagrees with you. Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, teenager life. So yeah. So it's okay. I mean, that's why I think it's hard. I think on my workers' defense, I'm too picky. I want everything to be really nice. And even if we didn't charge enough money for that project, I still want my projects to be like the quality needs to be there. And they need to be clean. So when the homeowner show up, it needs to be how it was or better. And we get we get a lot of comments that they sometimes they're not there and they go, do you guys even work today? And they start realizing that what changed it on the house, like this got completed, that got completed, and we get really good feedback. But sometimes we're working and they go, you guys so quiet. I didn't hear anything, but we can see that something is happening. And if it's something that's going to be happening, like we use multi-tools a lot and they're so noisy, right? That I don't like the noise. And now imagine people when they're working on the office, that noise travels to like the floor vents or it just travels, that noise travels far away. I mean, sometimes you're working inside the house and people can hear the noise like 4 houses down from you working. So we try to be less inconvenience because it's an inconvenience when somebody's working on your house, like especially when you're working on the kitchen. You block the whole kitchen, you put plastic, or you told the homeowner you won't be able to use the kitchen. And we start doing demolition on the sink or at the stove, and people realize that they need something from the kitchen or the sink.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. I'm guilty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah.
So that's why, I mean, our brains, we walk the same way. We got triggered to do stuff. You don't realize it, but you got used to like drink water from the refrigerator or grab something from the refrigerator. So it's normal. It's normal. And on my experience, that's not a problem for me. It's just like, yeah, that's why we put zipper. That's why we put a zipper so you can enter because we know it's going to happen. It's just like we know that you need access to the kitchen. We know you need access to the bedroom. We know you need access to your deck. So it's all normal. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about clients. All right, so what makes a client? I'm going to give you 2 questions in one. Okay. What makes a client a good client or a client that's hard to work with?
Okay.
That's the one question.
Okay.
The second question is, can you share a story about when a client didn't want to pay for something or thought it was too expensive? It's probably me. But at the end, he or she realized this is the way I should have gone in the first place. So you can answer that however you want.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think every client is different. Even sometimes when I show up to their houses and we start talking about the project, sometimes the husband and wife, they've been talking. Sometimes they say we've been talking for a year. We've been talking for years about fixing the bathroom or the kitchen or doing this, that. And even sometimes the wife and husband, they don't have the same idea.
Of course.
And
of course,
for me, I mean, for me, it's okay. It's just, I go, you guys need to talk. And then I go, well, if we do plan A, it's going to be $20,000. If we do plan B, it's going to be $25,000. But if we do plan D, it's going to be less money. And we can do this product, we can do this kind of work, and it's going to be more square footage or it's going to be less square footage. But we try to provide ideas, and then the homeowners later talk and they go, okay, I think we're going to go with plan A. It's more money, but this is going to be better for us. Because for me, I'm going to do the work, But when I'm done, I'm just gonna walk away. I'm not gonna see it. So I always told my clients to talk to each other, husband and wife, and then try to get the best result, even if it's gonna cost more money. But they're gonna see it. They're just gonna see it. For me, I'm just gonna do the work and I'm gonna walk away. But for them, if they do something that they don't like because they try to save money, we always get that feedback. I wish we spent more. I wish we went with this idea because idea was better. And sometimes they regret it. And sometimes it's not good for them because that can bring conflict on their life together with their wife and husband. So I don't think I have any bad clients. It's just everybody has different ideas. And then for me, what helps is my background. I used to deal with really bad people, really worse clients, really people getting upset for anything. So
Should we just ask your wife who the worst client? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, she might have a better idea,
yeah,
but
there's 5 people.
but for me, it's just like everybody has a like different ideas. I mean, sometimes they go like a good example is like the finish on a light fixture or you sink, right? Some people like brush nickel, some people like gold, and there's different types of gold too. Some people like the black finish, and some people like chrome. So everybody is different. It's so different. So I think a bad client maybe will be the one who told you what kind of finish they want, and later they want to change it. And if they don't want to pay any extra cost for something that they change it after that
Right.
we agree on something.
Yeah, change order.
Because we're just supposed to agree on something on color. And even when I'm talking to my clients, I go, okay, what's the finish around the edge for the tile edge, or the finish on your faucets or handles? And then if they told me one color, brush nickel and chrome, it will be the most basic ones. But sometimes they want to change it to gold. And if they go with the Ferguson gold, that's just going to cost more money.
Add a 0.
Yeah.
Ferguson's
Maybe
add
2
a 0.
zeros. Yeah,
maybe 2.
Yeah. I mean, Ferguson, it has some really good stuff.
They do. Yeah.
But it's just going to cost
I bought a
more
bath. My bathtub is from Ferguson.
yeah.
I'm still paying it off right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's. I mean, for me, when I see my clients arguing about something or they get upset for something, for me, I know that by 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., I'm going to walk away and I'm going to be with my family. And I don't have to deal with that client. I mean, I might have to deal until I finish the project. But to me, everybody has their own issues and everybody has their own problems.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you sound like a saint. Saint Nick. We'll call him
I'm
Saint
not.
Nick.
I'm not.
There's a little halo over your head.
Yeah. I just know, I mean, talking to my workers, I mean, every single one has their own problems. And we all deal with problems on a different way.
The one thing I have to say about you, Nick, is I mean, we've known each other for a long time. I mean, years at this point. And the one thing is, I've never heard you ever complain.
I think I complained to my wife.
Well, yeah, that's your wife. But to me, in a professional setting, I've never heard you not say, okay, let's take care of it. It could be anything. It could be someone wants to, jump off a house or something. It doesn't matter what it is. And that's what I think people really appreciate about you, is that you're always willing to take responsibility, try to make things better. And whenever we bring you a complaint, maybe from, or like we want to change this, or, somebody, because we are also in the middle between everybody, right? We recommend you, and then they have a complaint, and we listen to it because that's who we're the people who sent you that person. And every single time you've always been like, okay, let's take care of it.
It's okay to make mistakes, but my previous background when I was doing management, when it was a conflict, I used to just start sweating a lot, and I was just my brain turned black, and I was like, what should I say? What should I say? And sometimes people, they, not right now, but people used to insult me, and because I was a kid, I was like 22,
Yeah,
24,
that's young. That's very young.
and they used to be really mean to me. And now I think I know how to talk to people, and if somebody is being really aggressive, I'm not nice to that person. I'm just I go to a different phase, and I start acting aggressive to that person. So for me, if it's gonna be a conflict, if it's my fault, if it's my team's fault, if it's something that we did, we just had to own it and either fix it or find a way to resolve it. But I mean, it's not that the client is always right. I mean, clients sometimes they're not right, but they have a point. And if we agree to something, I mean, we have to do what we agree. And if he does something completely new, we just have to either charge more money or find a way how can we resolve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. We'll just have a few more questions before we wrap up. But what is a tip or two, just one or two tips that you have for somebody who is starting to think about a renovation project?
Okay.
What are some things that they should think about or to research?
Well, to me, it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to throw whatever ideas, because especially like new homeowners, because you guys send me lots of new homeowners, and they're sometimes like under 22s, 24s, and they say, that's my first house. I mean, they're happy, but they're also concerned because I'm their first contractor, and they think that I'm going to take all their money, or I'm going to do something that they don't want. And it's always nice when we hear, this is better than what I expected. This is better. I mean, some of our reviews that's what they say. Everything turned out to be better than what we thought was going to be. So it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to bring all the ideas. It's okay to, I mean, even if it's not with us, they should be asking whatever question they have. It's okay to be asking questions. For me, when I'm talking to like a new homeowner, I have that problem that I'm always looking for more like stuff that they need to do. And I told them, I go, hey, your siding is in really bad shape. Your roof is in really bad shape. I think you should fix it. And sometimes I throw that comment like, you don't have to do it. You don't have to pay me. You don't have to hire me. But I think you really need to fix your roof. You really need to fix this trip hazard. You really need to fix that window, because something bad can happen, or that damage can get worse. I mean, I just recommend to all my clients and your clients that it's okay. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to not ask any questions. And if I know the respond, I mean, I will say it. But I mean, I don't know anything.
If Nick doesn't respond, he doesn't like you,
Yeah.
and you just have to move on. I think that's a really great advice. I think the homeowner does have to. So the advice is, the homeowner does have to bring some sort of idea.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard to advise somebody who is just like, I don't know anything. And sure, you can give them advice, but even if it's a Pinterest or Instagram post or anything, you want to start somewhere. I mean, even before I send people to you, I try to prep them a little bit. It's like, what is your idea? What is your vision? And what is your budget? And then we kind of have to work with that. And oftentimes people don't know what it costs.
Yeah.
People look at a can of paint and it's like, oh, it's $100.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really 100. It's like 300 for, whatever it is.
Budget's having a number on their heads. And
yeah,
sometimes we do get those numbers and they go, yeah, I want to spend $10,000 on my bathroom. I go, no.
I mean, it's possible. Yeah. It's possible.
I go, if you want all those ideas, if you want all those details, it's not going to be $10,000. It's going to be $60,000 or $80,000.
Yeah, and how old is your house? Also, right? Like you help with my in-laws' house. we basically completely renovated it.
Yeah.
I mean, we dealt with, corroded galvanized steel,
Yeah.
waistlines, and
Yeah.
there was like this much open,
Yeah.
for like kitchen sink draining.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all these things that you don't really understand.
Yeah.
That's where you're saying it's okay to ask questions, bring some sort of a vision or idea, and we can you can help them with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I have just two more, and we can wrap this up. Can you share a really good success story besides meeting your wife? Can you share some sort of like, this is the best project I've ever done. I'm so proud of it. Anything. Yeah.
So I think one of our really good clients, I'm probably not going to say the name, but she is the client that she sent us to multiple places. She works on Microsoft, and she just sent us everywhere. And when somebody needs a contractor, she always send us. So we tried to return the favor. When she needed something, she went through some really bad times on her life. No one wants to be on her shoes. So when she needed us, we tried to be there. We tried to help her any way that she was needing help. But that client, she gave us some really good feedback. She's always helping us. She's always sending us some more referrals. So I think she's one of our good clients. I mean, counting you guys too, because you guys send us so many. And that's why when we're working on the client that you send us, and then if you call in to ask about that project, we know we're in trouble. so it's just more pressure.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we try to fix it. But I guess with that client, I think so far every single one it's been doing good. Because we keep hearing from those clients that go, and we like it when they ask about more questions. Hey, what do you think we should do with this door? Or can you help me with this paint or this deck? And sometimes it's just some ideas. It's not that we're going to be getting the project. It's just some questions. It makes me feel good that they're asking that question. It just makes me feel important, I guess. But so far, I think every single project has been doing good, but maybe the best project that we have, it will be the Dadu in Kirkland.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah.
That one is.
Tell us a bit more about that. Yeah.
So that one, I mean, it used to be a garage. It was a challenge since day one.
So it's in Kirkland.
It's in Kirkland, yeah.
It's waterfront.
Waterfront, yeah.
Waterfront Kirkland.
Yeah.
All right, let's just start there.
Yeah, that project, it was a challenge since day one. I mean, the parking is like a mile away, and to get there is a really steep driveway. Not many people will dare to go into that driveway because it's just so steep. So we had to hand carry a lot of the materials down by hand, everything. That it's like by Holmes Point. So that place, there has a lot of water that kind of travels underground. So we had to do some big footings for the garage to be able to carry that weight on top of it.
Right.
So they had to make some holes with some special equipment. And those holes, they go down like 10 feet. And every time they start digging, there was just water coming through there. It was a challenge. We did it through winter too, and it was bad. But every day it was like, okay, we accomplished something. And to me, like when we start building Dadu, you frame the first level and you can see a better view of the water.
Right.
You frame the next one and you just get to see a better option. I mean, I sent you some pictures, just like one picture. It shows like the picture. It was just like a frame. It was just hard to believe that was gonna be my client's view. But it was nice. I mean, we still had to go back. I mean, that project, it took more than a year. And we still had to go back. We still had to go and put some big pavers. Those pavers weighed like 400 pounds each. And it's no, yeah, it's supposed to be steps. And we had to do everything
400
either,
pounds.
yeah, it's a challenge, but
So you just carried that on your shoulder?
yeah,
Just
one hand.
yeah,
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 okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's a challenge. I mean, just to find parking, and even if you can make it down there with the truck, your truck is gonna be sitting on an angle.
Right.
The garage is on like it's level, but where the place where you park is just it's a challenge. It's a challenge for us. It's a challenge for the car. It's a challenge for everybody who works there. It's just because of the terrain, the condition. But when it's completed, it's just so nice to take a picture. It's so nice. The clients they're been super nice. I know those clients from my previous employer. We did an apartment complex for them by the water in Lake Union too. That complex was nice too. The homeowner was always nice to us, and the view was amazing. It was in front of a gasworks park, so it was
Oh,
it was
wow.
it was nice. It was
Iconic.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll share a little bit
Yeah.
about the project because I feel like it's a really important project.
Okay.
So first of all, for people who don't know, a DADU is called a detached additional dwelling unit, where the code in Washington is changing so that homeowners can either convert garages or even build new structures on their lot and get around some of the permitting laws that you need to do to build like an actual house. Because we have a housing affordability, we need more units, blah, 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 blah. So, and these are some of the things that people never think about on when they ask why is the cost this much? Well, first of all, like you said, the terrain, right? To even get to this. Like I know you have a big truck and I don't know if you remember, but you told me that you like wore out your tires
I did.
just because.
My truck drives sideways right now
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
you
you have
got-
to go, this is straight.
because you had to put all the weight in one tire.
Right.
Because it just goes on the angle. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's wear and tear on your equipment,
Yeah.
your tires, and I know exactly how much tires cost because I
Yeah.
buy a lot of tires.
Yeah, you do.
And then not being able to park, because if you have a heavy equipment or heavy load on your equipment and you go down a hill, like maybe you can't even get back up, or maybe you slip and your car goes into a ditch. So there's that to consider. Now there's, hand carrying things from here to there. That's more time, more labor, more stress on your workers. And then the terrain, like digging into ground and having water come out, that means the water table is very low or shallow.
Yeah.
And there's so many things. Like I have a client right now who unfortunately is fixing some of these issues that you're talking about because another contractor basically masked everything up to make everything look pretty. Right.
Yeah, you had to meet that project. We had to meet the height from the water level, from the ocean water level. So you can only be certain height.
Right.
So we had to decrease the trusses. We had to order like different trusses from what the drawings say. You
Right.
cannot exceed. You have to be. I think you already know that you have to be 5 feet away from the property line,
Right.
and that includes your fascia,
Right.
the
Everything.
roof edge,
Yeah.
and utilities. No decks supposed to be nearby. It was some issues, like I said, with the water, the rain. So the house, it kind of sits a little bit on an angle. You don't see it. Only
You see it.
I see it,
But
yeah.
I wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So having the right client, it helped because the client has some background in construction.
Yeah.
So he knew. So far, I think they're still happy. The project went over budget like crazy.
Well, there's also not only the footing issue, the height issue.
It was gas lines on the way.
Challenge,
too.
I should say.
It was gas line. It was sewer from upper neighbors. So the main
coming
sewer
down.
line, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we had to move some of the footings. Gas line.
That's a
we
lot
had
of
to
work.
call PSC. We had to move electrical. So in Kirkland, if you build a data, you need your own electrical panel.
Right.
You need your own house
Right.
number.
Right.
So, but I mean, at the end, we're talking about it, and for me, I have a really good experience. We we lost some workers because they were not liking it how they had to park so far away and how they needed to travel. But it's okay. I mean, at the end, you're gonna keep the people that's gonna follow you. So
For sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And there was even an elevator.
They do have a nicer
Yeah,
elevator.
it had an elevator.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's
They
like
had 3 decks, so it's 3 levels. So they have their own
waterfront, elevator.
3 levels. Yeah,
Yeah, you dealt with terrain. You lost workers. I mean,
have
there's
a
a lot.
really nice Nana wall door. So you open it and then
Oh,
the whole
wow.
thing opens. Yeah,
Yeah, I can see it now.
it's
I
pretty
can see
nice.
it now.
Yeah. It's so nice. I mean, it's everybody when they show up, they go, okay, I see what they did it,
Right.
but the money cost is it's big. The number is big.
It is in Kirkland. So
Yeah.
it's waterfront. You dealt with all these issues and challenges. I think that's, again, I think people just need to understand that there's a reason why things cost a certain way. And that can last a year. It can last 10 years. It can last 50 years, just depending on how you do it. But I think it was a good chance for people to understand, where you guys are coming from. I love the fact that you are very patient and you answer a lot of questions for people. And I think people need to be educated because home ownership is not just today or tomorrow. It's you probably will buy multiple houses, have multiple inspections, appraisals. You might give it to your kids. Like I want to have my kids work on my property, right? So they can learn. So it's like a very generational thing. And I'm still waiting to get you your first house. So please hurry up with your taxes.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a gift that keeps on giving as long as you know what to do or what not to do. And I would recommend, guys, if you have any questions for Nick and his crew, we constantly refer them. We are, I'll say right now, Nick is never going to be the cheapest option, but for good reason.
We're not.
And to be honest, we're not either. As real estate professionals, we do service at a very high level. And, we don't try to compete with discount brokers or anything like that. But the education for both of us is very important. And I think this really shows that it's about educating the consumer, the client, and having a really good experience when you leave, right?
Yes.
So maybe we'll end with what is next for you? What vision do you have for the next 5-10 years? Can you just share with that before we close and wrap up?
Yeah, before going back to the previous comment, we're not the cheapest. We're not competing on cost. We're competing with the quality. We always want to give the best quality possible, but the cost, we're not going to be competing with other contractors about the cost. If you get a different cost, if you get it cheaper from somebody else, I mean, it's their decision to go with whoever they want to. But if they ask me, can you do it for cheap? I'm just respectfully, I'm going to say no. It's going to be some options. We can downsize the bid or we can do something different. But unfortunately, it's a reason why we have that number. And it's not just because we want to make more money. I mean, we want to show what we can do, but it's just not going to happen. And then for us, I mean, on the future, we want to be building more. What we're doing, I think it's good. I think this year, we're going to be doing a lot of condos, and I think we're going to be doing a lot of properties. We're going to be doing a lot of exterior projects. But we still, I like doing bathrooms and kitchens. It's something small, but it's just, I like doing that kind of stuff. It's just like seeing the final detail. It's really nice. And when the homeowner, when the client is happy and you can see it, they're so happy. They cheer up. They just so happy. And that's kind of what I like doing is just, so hopefully we continue doing some bathrooms and kitchens. We do a lot of decks, but I think we're also going to be doing a lot of water leaks this year from properties that we're getting from management companies. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, Nick and Myra, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you guys. And We will be leaving their information for anybody who wants to talk to them. They are one of our best contractors. They've done a lot of projects, even for us specifically. We've always had a great experience. And if you have any questions, please, contact us so we can connect you to Nick and his team.
Email is always better.
Email is good. And we have lots to look forward to. I'm sure there will be more projects we can talk about. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.